Hi, I'm Anna Hughes, and this is my MYP research project on modern makeup's influence from drag culture, ballroom culture, and house culture. In this particular video, I will be doing a cut crease, which is already on my face, because that is a technique that has been adapted from drag culture that is now used in modern makeup very frequently. So if you would like to see how I did that, and also if you would like to learn a little bit more about house culture and the Harlem balls of the 90s and how we got to a lot of makeup trends that are seen today, please continue watching, and thank you so much. To start this discussion of the influence of drag makeup on modern culture, let's define what drag means and how it started. The term drag was first coined in Britain in order to describe male theater performers who played feminine roles and wore makeup. Now, it has blossomed into a full-fledged culture and art form involving performance, design, and engagement. However, modern perception of drag culture overlooks its original epicenter, the Harlem drag balls of the 20th century. These balls were created out of pure necessity. The queer African-American and Latinx American participants who created this culture weren't allowed in other social spaces and were lacking support. Thus, a safe space for gender expression and acceptance was created. These drag balls had different categories one could walk in, based on one's gender identity and role. Some examples of these categories include runway, femme queen realness, face, and body. Costumes and makeup were, and still are, intricate and exaggerated, creating a guaranteed spectacle. But the culture wasn't limited to the actual balls themselves. Due to many queer youth being abandoned or kicked out by family, older queens and kings would farm houses and become mothers or fathers that led their respective houses on the ballroom stage and on a day-to-day basis. These houses were often named after popular fashion designers, and typically, house members used the house name as their last name. While originating in New York City, these houses exist across the nation, occurring in California, Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. Some notable houses include House of Gucci, House of LaBeija, the iconic House of Saint Laurent, and the House of Extravaganza. This culture has even inspired similar ones across the globe, appearing in Asia and Europe. While drag culture has become nearly mainstream with media like RuPaul's Drag Race, the house subculture is largely underground still. Unfortunately, ball and house culture participants were hit disproportionately hard by the AIDS and HIV epidemic, as trans and gay youth of color are most at risk of contracting it. Project Vogue is one organization attempting to combat that by educating people on safe sex practices and encouraging house parents to educate their children. It is funded by the HIV/AIDS Network Coordination. Project Vogue also allowed and currently allows for further reach of vaccine trials and medication trials to those who otherwise wouldn't be able to participate. In New York, there was even an HIV/AIDS awareness-themed ball and a House of Latex circa 1989 to help spread knowledge and awareness. HIV and AIDS has caused the death of many members of the community, and this loss and grief created a more tightly knit group. You can help prevent the spread by donating to unaids.org, a nonprofit that contributes to medical research and coordinates with global organizations like the United Nations. I put the link in the description of this video, so if you're able to donate, it's available to you. To finish off this video, I would like to encourage you to watch one or two drag balls on YouTube or another platform. While learning about it through my video series is definitely beneficial, the purpose of my project is to generate more recognition for these pioneers, and the best way to do so is by watching their art directly. I also put some links to high-quality videos on YouTube in the description, so please respect the culture by consuming their art and performance, not just my summary on it. In the next video, we will be discussing media related to ball culture and drag, its influence as a whole, and Washington, D.C.'s drag ball scene, which is incredibly rich with history, as you will soon find out in part 2 of my series. Here is me finishing up the cut crease look, and here is it completed. I also added eyeliner and mascara and I think lashes to show what it would look like as part of a whole, more complete makeup look. To record an outro for that video at the time, so thank you so much for watching my cut crease video. I hope you learned something from it, and please continue to move on to part 2, which is contour, if you would like to continue the series and continue to learn about queer culture and history.